What's up, YouTube? I just thought I'd make a quick video basically explaining how I got my CDL, the route that I took, even though it was like almost 9 years ago. I just break that down for people because, people ask me all the time about getting their CDLs and how they do it. So basically, first thing I did was, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get we'll do it like this. So y'all got a little bunk action. Basically what I did was, I was on my lunch break and the trucking school was out on the corner. It was out on the corner advertising. They was like, you can make $750 to $900 a week in like 3 months, and then at the bottom they had like $350 a week for training. So I was a lube tech at the time, so I'm like, shit, $350 a week, nigga, I damn near make that. Now I was making like $10 an hour or something like that as a lube tech at a dealership. So I was like, and I always kind of wanted to drive trucks. My brother-in-law drove trucks. He drove for Schneider back in like the 90s, and he was telling me about it. And I was like, man, that shit sound like that could be fun. So I went up there and I checked it out, and they was like, well, listen, come up to the school, we'll talk more to you about it. You can check out our little facility, and they showed us where, we'll show you where they do all the trucks and all the back end and where they got all the tractors and trailers at. Now, prior to this, I never been around tractors and trailers like that before. So I was like, okay, cool. So me and my mans went down there, and we checked it out, and they showed us like a little video. It was just a little corny video, like with a whole bunch of dudes talking about like, yeah, I love driving trucks and it's the best job ever, and I went to college, but I decided to drive trucks, all that goofy stuff. So but I was interested. I was like, man, I'm a young man, I'm a young cat, I ain't really got, I had stuff going for me, but I seen it as an opportunity to take a chance to get out here and try something new and make some real money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, $10 an hour was cool, but my job was messing up. They was cutting my hours. We had a new boss, and he was just being kind of one of them. So I was like, I'll try it. So I filled out the application, got my credit app in, and needed a cosigner. Got a cosigner because my school, I paid out of pocket for school. Well, I didn't pay out of pocket. I got a loan for school. It was like $6,000 or something like that. And I know some people go to trucking sponsored schools, or like, Swift has their own school, CR England has their own school, stuff like that. I probably would have did that if the loan process didn't work out for me and I couldn't find a cosigner. I don't have a lot of knowledge on that. I know that, like, I heard basically if you go to one of those schools, you work for a certain company, like you work for Swift for a year and then your school's paid off or whatever. And I mean, that's cool. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not very versed on that. So basically, I went to school. How school worked was the first week is classroom work, book work. You studying to get your TIP, your temporary instruction permit. Some schools have you get your endorsements. We didn't have to get our endorsements. We just had to get air brake. So basically, you got your air brake. You took your classes. Then the next week was yard work. Yard work, you work on your 90s, your back end, kind of getting you used to just being inside a truck. And depending on how you do it, your yard work. I'm sorry, the camera's shaking a little bit because I'm getting loaded. But depending on how you do it, your yard work, they start putting you in the truck and take you out on the road. And that was cool. That was fun. I did really good on the road. They taught us on A speeds, and I already knew how to drive a stick. Now some people say it's harder to learn how to drive a truck if you know how to drive a stick like car. It wasn't that hard. All you just had to do was double clutch to me. So I got the double clutching down real fast. I was a little rusty on my turns. I did have the trainer. He grabbed the wheel one time. He was like, whoa! So that was it though. I was probably the first person to graduate my class that didn't drive. You know, it was a lot of people refreshing from like 10, 20 years ago. So I was the only person that never drove a truck before and graduated the class early. So they got me out of there early. And they also have recruiters come in from different training companies, Warner, who we have, Falcon. Well, I don't know about Falcon. Listen, I work for Falcon. Anyway, Warner, Falcon, U.S. Express. Who else came up there? Stevens. But I wasn't old enough. I was only 21, so I had a limited amount of people that I could go with. U.S. Express wanted me. They were my first pre-hire. Warner wanted me and Swift wanted me. But I ended up going with Warner because Warner said if I stay out the whole time, and I think I had to stay with the trainer. But they said if I stay out the whole time, they give me $500 at the end of training. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that $500, bro. So basically, I finished school. I waited like a week because I went on like vacation, and then sorry, I was checking the light. I went on vacation, and then what was I about to say? I'm sorry, y'all. I went on vacation, and I started training. I'm probably gonna do a separate video on how my training was. Actually, I am definitely gonna do a separate video on how my training was, but basically that's how I got into trucking. Little short story. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm gonna hit y'all up.